In the shadowed depths of the soul, where light dares not linger, the dark feminine awakens, not as a curse, but as the untamed essence that Jung beheld with both reverence and trepidation. She is the storm veiled in silk, the whisper that echoes through forgotten chambers, drawing men into the abyss they fear to name. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and comment below. What fears have you faced in the silence of your own heart? She emerges from the mists of the collective unconscious, the archetypal woman embodying Jung's dark feminine, that shadowy anima who resides in every man's psyche, projected outward onto the women who dare to reflect her power. Not the nurturing mother or the ethereal muse, but the devouring goddess, the Kali of the soul, fierce in her authenticity and unapologetic in her depths. The man, ensnared by his ego's illusions, encounters her not through conquest, but in the subtle undercurrents of attraction, where his unconscious behaviors reveal themselves like cracks in a marble facade. He approaches with stoic resolve, armored against vulnerability, yet trauma's echoes resonate within, old wounds from attachment's betrayals stirring as she mirrors his hidden fears. Her presence provokes without intent, her emotional self-worth a quiet flame that illuminates his projections, the anima he denies, the shadow he flees. In this encounter, feminine attraction weaves through the tension, not as seduction, but as an invitation to the unknown, where desire mingles with dread, and the mystery of her silence beckons him toward the edge of individuation. She does not pursue, she simply is, her detachment a stoic echo that contrasts his frantic grasp, creating resonance in the void where his ego crumbles. The dark feminine, in her archetypal form, becomes the catalyst, exposing the man's repressed fragments, those animus-driven defenses born of trauma psychology, where control masquerades as strength and avoidance as wisdom. As the internal shifts begin, subtle at first, like the first tremor before an earthquake, he feels the pull, the anima calling him home through her, the woman who embodies what he cannot yet face. The tension coils like a serpent in the garden of the psyche, where Jung's shadow work demands confrontation, and the dark feminine stands as the guardian at the gate. She, the archetypal vessel, draws forth the man's projections, his ego projecting onto her the chaos he attributes to the feminine, wild, unpredictable, devouring. Yet in her emotional self-worth, rooted in individuation's hard-won soil, she remains unmoved, her silence a provocation that stirs his deepest fears. Imagine a man in the glow of evening light, his hand reaching for hers across a candlelit table, only to withdraw as her gaze pierces the veil, revealing the attachment dynamics twisted by past traumas, where love once meant loss. The first emotional turning point arrives in that withdrawal, a stoic mask cracking as desire surges, laced with the mystery of her unyielding presence, the dark feminine whispering of boundaries he cannot breach. You feel it, don't you, the internal shift where projection falters, and the anima demands integration, contrasting his trauma-born defenses with her resonant calm. Deeper still, the second turning point unfolds in a heated exchange, words like thorns hurled in defense, but she responds with a breath, a pause that echoes stoic endurance, exposing his fear of engulfment, the dark feminine as the abyss that threatens his ego's throne. Desire intensifies in the silence, attachment pulling him toward her while trauma psychology resonates with Jung's warnings, creating a dissonance that builds like thunder. He projects his unhealed wounds, seeing in her the destroyer, yet she mirrors it back, her feminine attraction a magnetic force that provokes without force, urging him toward the shadow's embrace. The tension mounts, a poetic dance of light and dark, where internal shifts ripple outward, mystery shrouding the path ahead. As the veil thins further, real-life echoes emerge in symbolic tales, like a woman walking alone through an ancient forest at dusk, her steps deliberate, while he follows at a distance, his unconscious behaviors manifesting in hesitant pursuits and sudden retreats. Jung's anima, in her dark aspect, embodies the devouring mother, the seductress who promises wholeness but demands surrender, and he fears it, projecting his ego's fragility onto her form. In relatable imagery, picture a couple entangled in a rain-swept street, umbrellas discarded, as he clings tighter amid the downpour, his stoic facade hiding trauma's grip, attachment dynamics born of abandonment, where the dark feminine's power evokes the terror of being consumed. The third emotional turning point crystallizes here, in the moment she steps away, not in anger but in self-possession, provoking the resonance of his inner storm, where desire clashes with dread, and the mystery of her silence exposes the projection's lie. You confront the shift within, the way his posture softens, the anima stirring as shadow work begins in earnest, contrasting trauma's chaos with her individuated grace. Another tale unfolds, A man gazing at his reflection in a still pond, disturbed by ripples as she approaches from behind, her presence a mirror to his hidden depths, the dark feminine revealing the animus he wields like a weapon, yet in her emotional self-worth she disarms it with detachment. The fourth turning point arrives in that reflection's distortion, internal tension peaking as he glimpses his own shadows, feminine attraction drawing him into the unknown, where Stoic philosophy meets Jungian depth in a resonant harmony of healing. Empowerment rises from the ashes of this confrontation, where the archetypal woman integrates the dark feminine, not as a force to wield against him, but as the key to her own individuation, her detachment a stoic beacon in the night of projection. She navigates attachment with awareness, her emotional self-worth unshakable, as trauma psychology offers contrast, his wounds resonating into potential growth when met with her silent strength. The man, faced with the anima's dark visage, feels the final emotional turning point in surrender, desire transmuting into respect, mystery unfolding into clarity as shadow work claims its due. In this shift, feminine attraction blooms anew, not in pursuit but in mutual revelation, where the ego yields to wholeness. She embodies the empowerment of the dark feminine, her presence provoking the man's fear into fuel for transformation, the internal shifts cascading like a river finding the sea. The woman who embraces her shadows isn't feared for her darkness, she is revered for the light it reveals.